Hello everybody and welcome! I am the IndieCrawler and here are 9 games that you absolutely need to check out. So let's jump right in. At first glance, highly anticipated Wanderstop looks like your run-of-the-mill cozy game, but we need to take a closer look. You play as Alta, a retired arena fighter who finds herself in an unexpected new role, running a tea shop, a Wanderstop, if you will. Her goal? To serve weary travelers, offering them warmth, comfort, and a moment of respite. But unlike your typical cozy game protagonist, Alta doesn't really want to be here. What makes Wanderstop truly intriguing is its writer, no other than Davy Reden, the mastermind behind the Stanley Parable and the Beginner's Guide. If you've played either of those, you know this game is going to be far more than it appears. In the trailer, Davy mentions that after writing the Stanley Parable, he was very burnt out. So much so that he wasn't sure he'd ever create another game. And yet, when he did, he chose to make a cozy game. But Wanderstop seems to be more than just that. It feels like a reflection of his own struggles with mental health, a personal exploration embedded in Alta's journey. Like him, she's trying to come to terms with a slower, unfamiliar way of life, one she never asked for. So do I believe that you just manage a tea shop in Wanderstop? Absolutely not. With a mind like Davy Reden behind it, I suspect we're in for something far deeper, something that would challenge our expectations in the best way possible. The year is 1949. The Axis forces rule Europe and are striding in diesel-powered mechs across the suppressed lands. No, this time we're not talking about Jakob Ruchalski's World 1920+ universe. We're looking at Grit and Valor. Set in an alternate timeline, you step into the shoes of the resistance, fighting to liberate Europe from the Axis control. As with most rebellions, you're outgunned and outnumbered. But to even the odds, you deploy your own war machines, engaging in intense, real-time tactical combat. You face massive oppression walkers in the form of colossal boss mechs, embodying the brutal dystopian rule you're fighting against. Their sheer scale and presence makes them the perfect adversary in this grim alternative history. If you're a fan of tactical RTS combat and alternate history settings, Grit and Valor is definitely a game worth checking out. I seriously hope you cleared your browser history already. If not, you might want to watch out for Floppy. Meet Floppy, a restless little program on a journey to find its place in the vast digital world. Navigating through your PC, jumping from window to window, Floppy is on an adventure unlike any other. With its quirky humor and clever nods to the coding and computer culture, Mainframe is truly a game by geeks for geeks. The adorable protagonist, combined with its charming retro pixel art style, gives the game a warm and nostalgic feel. It's a nice take on platformers like Super Meat Boy and Celeste, where we just need to find out what Floppy has in store for us. I can't wait to discover the power-ups and the fun little ideas they have. Because, let's be honest, jumping through windows without a blue screen feels almost unrealistic. When it comes to deck builders, you might think we've seen it all, and to be fair, there have been a lot of them. But every now and then a game comes along that adds a fresh twist to the formula. Hunt the Pale Gods does exactly that by introducing movement and 3D grid-based combat, something most deck builders don't even attempt. Instead of just playing your cards, you will have to carefully position yourself, making tactical decisions that could be the difference between victory and defeat. The art style, while a bit minimalistic, has a certain old-school charm, almost a resemblance of classic Flash games. But don't let that fool you. The combat looks smooth, and with directional movement playing a crucial role, especially in boss fights, there's a lot of potential for deep and engaging gameplay. The real question is, will it hook players the way great deck builders do? Will it be one of those games where you lose track of time, telling yourself, just one more run? We'll have to wait and see. Chess-inspired games are on the rise, taking the age-old rule set we've known for centuries and twisting it into something new. Who Wears the Crown is no exception. At first glance, you'll recognize the familiar chessboard and the pieces, but don't be fooled, the game has far more up its sleeve. Your goal? Climb from the very bottom to the top of the map, where the crown awaits. But this isn't just about platforming, it's about precision. You will need to make carefully timed jumps, navigating from one chess puzzle to the next, all while facing off against a renowned Stockfish AI. Every match is a battle of wits and reflexes. It's a unique fusion of platformers like Jump King and Getting Over It, where one wrong move can send you tumbling back to the start. But here's the twist. Losing a chess match can't do the same. A single blunder on the board, and your entire climb comes crashing down. It's a clever and punishing concept that challenges both your strategic mind and your platforming skills. Tell me, do you have what it takes to wear the crown? Golden Warden is a roguelike battle game that draws heavy inspiration from a traditional Japanese board game. If you're familiar with Western games, think of it as resembling backgammon with a strategic twist. Each turn, you combine dice rolls with cards to determine your next move, introducing a layer of RNG and strategy. While the dungeon itself is a straightforward linear path, the real challenge lies in the tiles you land on, each offering a unique effect. Positioning therefore becomes crucial to your success. The art style is charming and cozy, with a color palette that shifts from level to level, keeping things fresh and visually engaging. The music and sound effects evoke a delightful retro vibe, enhancing the nostalgic feeling. Altogether, Golden Warden reminds me of Loop Hero, with its blend of strategy, progression and retro aesthetics. If you're a fan of that kind of game, this one should definitely be on your radar. What's the formula for creating a hit game in 2025? Simply drop the buzzword MOBA and extraction in your game description and voila, you got a recipe for success. Seekers of Skyveil attempts to blend those two popular genres together in an ambitious multiplayer online player versus environment isometric action game. It's a bold idea, but one worth keeping an eye on. While the combination certainly has potential, the real challenge lies in the competition. The MOBA combat needs to be top-notch, because, let's face it, most players have already put in hundreds of hours into other MOBAs, and anything less than smooth, responsive controls would be an immediate deal-breaker. The extraction aspect, however, could be a great fit. MOBA players are no strangers to high-stress situations and the sting of an unexpected defeat, which makes the risk-reward dynamic of extraction even more thrilling. It all boils down to one question: when to extract. Do you risk it for more loot, or do you face off against the other team for a chance of victory? This isn't a decision anyone can make for you. It's a game of strategy, timing, and instinct. When you see hex tiles in a game, you already know what to expect. And Deep Space Directive doesn't disappoint. This game takes the beloved 4X formula and reimagines it as a real-time city-building colony simulator, all set in the vastness of space. In this beautiful stylized world, your goal is clear: expand your base, gather resources, and fend off invading forces. But what sets it apart is the innovative blend of automation and strategy. From supply chains to refineries and factories, the game offers a unique fusion of factorious logistical challenges and tower defense gameplay. The classic business mantra, buy low, sell high, rings true as you work to expand your industrial colony, building wealth and influence as you grow. However, expanding your colony isn't that simple. To grow your hex life, you'll need to harvest resources dropped by defeating aliens. A neat twist that adds both risk and reward to your strategy. But be careful not to dig too deep. The further you expand, the greater the danger, as the new lands you explore may not be as welcoming as you'd hoped. And who knows what other threats lurk beyond. The most terrifying enemies in RPGs are often the ones that haunt our nightmares. We've all had that heart-stopping moment when a MeMic jumps out at us. But what if, this time, you get to play as one? In MeMic, you take on the role of a MeMic, but not the usual treasure chest, but a shadowy, tentacle-like entity capable of transforming or taking control of almost any object in the dungeon. The concept is simple, but intriguing. Your mission is to kill and not get discovered. As you roam the dungeon, you'll observe NPC movement patterns and then morph into nearby objects, be it crates, barrels, chests, or anything else they might interact with. The goal is to strike when they are close, all while staying hidden. This is a fun and fresh take on the concept. MeMic offers an interesting twist on stealth and strategy in the dungeon crawling genre. And this concludes my list. I hope you enjoyed. There are a lot more interesting indie games coming out in March 2025. This is just a list of games that stood out to me. Feel free to like and subscribe, and also comment if you have checked out any of the games mentioned in this video, and tell me your experience with it. I have been the IndieCrawler, and I wish you a nice day.